When we think about AI, we usually picture something ethereal, right? Code just floating around in the cloud. But the truth is, AI has a physical home, a massive, massive home. And in this explainer, we're going to step outside the data center doors and look at the real-world footprint these giants leave on the communities they move into.
All right, so this is part 12 of our deep dive into that fantastic technical guide from Virtualization Options LLC. And today, we're digging into a really important section, Chapter 12, all about the impact on community resources. So here's the game plan. First, we'll talk about why these are basically AI factories. Then we'll get into their massive appetite for resources. After that, we'll see the kind of strain that puts on a town. And finally, we'll talk about what it's like when one of these becomes your new next-door neighbor, a very, very large neighbor. First things first, we've got to change how we think about these places. Forget the image of a quiet, sterile server room. No. The source material is pretty clear on this. These are factories. But instead of stamping out car parts, they're producing intelligence. And they're doing it on an industrial scale that's, well, it's totally unprecedented. And to really get a handle on their community impact, we have to start with their sheer, mind-boggling scale. The numbers are just, wow, they really tell the whole story. So let's dive in and see what it actually takes to get one of these AI factories off the ground. Okay, let's talk power. We're looking at anywhere from 100 to 300 megawatts for one facility. Now, what does that even mean? Well, that's enough juice to power a small city. A whole city. You can't just plug something like that into the local grid. This means building brand new, utility-grade infrastructure just to keep the lights on. And the price tag? Get this. The investment for the infrastructure alone can top $2 billion. With a B. So yeah, we're not talking about your average construction project here. This is a monumental undertaking that can literally change the economic landscape of a region. And you can bet this doesn't just pop up overnight. We're talking about a construction timeline of 24 to 36 months. That's 2 to 3 years. Think about that. For years, long before they flip the switch on a single server, this project is already a huge presence, impacting traffic, hiring local labor, and using up resources. Okay, so now that we have a sense of the sheer scale we're dealing with, let's talk about the bill. Because all this amazing technology comes at a cost, a resource cost, and it is immense. And this right here, this is the core of the whole issue. You see, a traditional data center rack might pull, say, 5 to 8 kilowatts. That's pretty standard. But an AI data center, it starts at 40 to 60 kilowatts per rack. And honestly, that's just the starting line. It's this insane power density, cramming so much energy into such a small space that really drives everything else we're about to talk about. Now, all that power creates a ton of heat. And how do you deal with all that heat? Water. Lots and lots of water. We're talking millions of gallons every single day, just for cooling. And that water has to come from the local supply, right? Which means these facilities can end up in direct competition with residents, with farmers, with everyone. So this incredible demand for power and water, it doesn't just happen in isolation. It puts real, tangible stress on the infrastructure of the community that's hosting it. And the report itself says it best. Beyond the technical challenges, these facilities generate profound impacts on surrounding communities. It's a powerful statement because it gets right to the point. This is way bigger than just tech. So what does that profound impact actually look like on the ground? Well, for starters, trying to pull 300 megawatts can seriously strain the local power grid. That can mean wobbly power stability, maybe even higher prices for everybody. Then there's the water. Siphoning millions of gallons a day, that can have huge long-term consequences for the water table, especially if you're in a place that's already dry. And let's not forget the basics, like traffic. The constant flow of construction and operational vehicles puts a heavy load on local roads and services that, frankly, were probably never built to handle that kind of industrial pressure. So you can see this is so much more than just a new building going up. It's a really complex balancing act for any town or city. There are some serious trade-offs here that have to be thought through very, very carefully. Yeah, exactly. This isn't just an engineering decision or an IT problem. It's a fundamental socioeconomic question. It's about what a community wants its future to look like. It's a classic case of balancing cutting-edge progress against the quality of life for the people who actually live there.
And it really does break down into a kind of equation, doesn't it? On one side of the scale, you've got these huge demands, power, water, infrastructure. But on the other side, and the report is very clear about this too, you've got some pretty big benefits, a multi-billion-dollar investment flooding into the local economy, and hundreds of specialized, high-paying jobs. It's a tough trade-off, and there is absolutely no easy answer.
And that really leaves us with a big question, the one every single community has to ask itself when one of these projects comes knocking. It's not about tech, it's not even just about money. It's about what a community truly values. How can a community and an AI factory truly be good neighbors? How do you make room for one of the most powerful tools humanity has ever built right next door to where people are raising their families?